Hello, today I'm in and I found something pretty cool in this little pond. This is a lesser siren, Siren intermedia. And let me tilt the camera forward so you can get a better view of him real quick. Now sirens actually have a really cool life history going on. They are, for the most part, aquatic. However, they can go on land. They have these filamentous external gills. You probably can't see them very well. Obviously, it doesn't like me poking them. They have them right here next to the side of their head. And that allows them to breathe underwater in pretty hypoxic conditions. They don't really require a whole lot of oxygen in the water. But they also have the ability to go on land. They do have lungs. So they have external gills, and you can actually see him gasping for air there. He's breathing through his lungs now since he's not in the water. And they do have these little limbs, these pretty strong hands up at front, what they use to crawl around on the ground. And they usually come out during rainstorms. They'll crawl along the ground in between ponds, trying to get to other bodies of water. That's one of the ways they spread. And during the winter, when it's either too cold, or during the summer when there's a drought, they will burrow underground and go into hibernation. So when they do hibernate, they dig down into the ground and they reabsorb their external gills. So they breathe just through their lungs, and when it rains again, they'll regrow their gills and crawl out of the mud and go back into the water bodies. So you can actually go in these little dried up drainage ditches that you would think that nothing would live in, and dig underground, and you'll find these guys cocooned up in their little resting stage. They do get a lot bigger than this. This is just a juvenile. He's a young of the year probably. I would say he just hatched a few months ago, and that's why I found him up in the leaf litter around the edge where I'm looking for auriculatus, because they'll get up under that mucky stuff just like the desmogs in order to protect themselves. If they went out in open water, they'd get easily preyed upon by large fish or even other sirens. So that's just a defense mechanism that they use until they're large enough to protect themselves in open water. And you can catch these guys pretty easily in minnow traps. If you just set out a minnow trap in the water with just like a hot dog or a piece of meat in there, you can often attract some overnight and get pretty good sized ones. In fact, that's how I caught the first sirens that I ever found. Unfortunately, we know very little about these guys. What I just told you is pretty much all we know. There are a few different species of siren, but other than that and what I just told you, we really don't know much about them at all. There's still a lot left to learn out there.